The horror of modern warfare can never be fully appreciated unless you've been a victim. 2.5 million residents of the Gaza Strip and southern Israel are now victims. For Gazans, basic foodstuffs are increasingly hard to come by, and getting out of the house to pick them up is dicing with death. Although Israel has agreed to a daily 3-hour ceasefire so people can purchase essentials.
Every day we wait for about an hour or two, but each day it gets longer. The number of bakeries in Gaza is going down. One of them keeps opening and closing, but there are another 2 or 3 that are still operating.
Just a handful of miles away in Israel, a trip to the local stores is fraught with danger.
Film. Okay, we've just heard now that there's a siren, there's a warning, everybody's coming inside. There are 15 seconds, everybody is moving inside the supermarket. My cameraman, I need to call him. Cameraman Vladimir, come inside, don't stay outside. We just come out of this supermarket behind me. There were just 2 rockets fired from Gaza in the direction of Sderot. They certainly didn't land anywhere close. There was a noticeable sigh of relief from the people inside the supermarket. One of the people who came in here is the gentleman who works in this little store here. It's the local or national lottery. And he was saying that business has just been absolutely terrible. He said, why would anybody want to stay around here? Lots of people have moved away. And so his job is basically the very few customers he gets and then running for cover in the supermarket that we've just come out of. And he told me that if you come along round here, Vladimir, the cameraman, you can see that this is a supermarket here. This is Victory. This is the second supermarket in this particular shopping area. And it was hit just a week or 2 ago by a rocket. There weren't any injuries. They've immediately cleaned it up, made the place look as new as possible. But if you can imagine, this has been the daily routine of people in this town for somewhere in the region of 8 years now.
We don't have a sheltered room in the house, so we take cover by standing next to an inside wall, and that's it.
Back in Gaza, dealing with the dead and wounded has taken on nightmarish proportions. There's no longer room in hospital morgues.
The Zionist occupier is bombing institutions that serve the Palestinian civilians. They're hitting anything that has to do with Palestinian civilians. They're leaving the civilians with nothing. They've bombed houses and institutions.
While the pictures coming out of the Gaza Strip are far more graphic, for Israeli Tamar Amar, the rockets have also come too close for comfort.
It's like a game. You need to out and go find a shelter to go there. And it's not so easy to live like this 8 years. So scared to stay alone in my house, to shower alone, to sleep alone. It's not like this. I need to be in my own place and live like a normal life, but it's not.
Gazans will tell you the Israelis' suffering is nothing compared to theirs during this Israeli military operation. On the other hand, Israelis say they've been targeted by thousands of Palestinian rockets over the last 8 years. The two people are divided by an enormous chasm, by fences, ditches, armed forces and a deep-set paranoia about one another's intentions. Yet they have far more in common than perhaps they're ready to admit as the rockets and shells continue to pound away. Israelis and Palestinians are united in their fear of the power of weaponry in the hands of the enemy. Both sit in their homes wondering if the next explosive projectile is heading their way. They're making the same visits to hospitals to visit the victims of warfare, and both are as one as they pay the ultimate price, burying their dead.